Hi families, and welcome to another deep dive video. This week I'm going to be exploring a little bit about counting and cardinality. So I'm going to show you a video clip real quick of some students swinging on our rope swing at the peanut butter pit this week, and you're going to hear me counting in those videos. And then after that I'm going to break down why that's important and some of the ways you can support that at home.
All right. Ready?
Ready?
Woo! 1, 2, 3, and 4. Say that again.
I got very high.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4.
So in early childhood education, preschool, kindergarten, even first grade, we talk about two separate things with counting. We talk about rote counting and we talk about cardinality. Rote counting is just the ability to count in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. By the end of preschool, the standard is that all students can count in that rote pattern to at least 20. So that's kind of the metric that we're counting to a lot. We count to 20 when we play hide and seek. We count to 20 a lot when we're doing things. And we also count down from 20 often. But that counting pattern of rote counting is often just something children memorize, like a song. There's a different skill that is needed in order to understand what those numbers actually mean and how they're connected to quantity of something. So understanding how numbers connect to quantity is called cardinality, or one-to-one correspondence. So that's kind of the skill. If I say, please get me 3 crayons, they can go 1, 2, 3 and get 3 crayons independently. And by the end of their time in preschool, the standard that we're working towards with that one-to-one correspondence and that understanding of quantity is being able to count out 10 objects or count 10 things in a group. And those are two different skills. I've known kids who can count, just rote count to 50 in preschool, but they struggle to count out 5 objects when presented with them. So we are very often counting quantity and using our finger to show one-to-one correspondence when we're doing activities in preschool. If we're lining up and getting the kids together to go for a hike, I will have them line up in a straight line so that it's easy to count them. And I'll tell them to get out their counting finger, and I point and touch every kid's head and have them count with me. And we count the number of kids who are lined up to go on our hike. Or, like in these videos that I showed you of us swinging at the peanut butter pit this week, I'm counting the number of swings back and forth. And in this particular example, each child was given 4 swings back and forth before we switched turns and had another child go on the swing. But I counted that 1, 2, 3, 4 every time. It's a way of modeling how those numbers that I'm saying are connected to a quantity. In this example, to the number of swings that they had. And as I went along and did this over and over and over again for a long period of time as the children were taking turns swinging, children started to count with me as they took those turns. It's a helpful way for them to know, how to be patient as they wait for their turn. No one's getting more or less than someone else. But it's also a really simple way to teach about cardinality, one-to-one correspondence, right? So that's an example of something you can do at home. If you need to get 3 boxes of cereal for the week at the grocery store, have them pick those out with you and count them. Anytime you can use counting to actually count a number of objects, the better. And when they're first learning about one-to-one correspondence, lining things up in a straight line and pointing one by one and touching everything is a really key way for them to start building that understanding that the numbers you say are connected to an actual quantity or amount. And as they advance more in their understanding of cardinality, then it will become easier. They might not need to touch things. They might not need things to be in a straight line. It's going to get easier and easier for them to understand what those numbers mean in terms of an actual amount or quantity. So I'll show you one more video of us swinging because we had so much fun doing it in the deep snow this week. The snow is really deep right now. It's up to a lot of the kids' waists or belly buttons even. So we were falling in the snow and flipping in the snow, and when it was their turn to get off of the swing, they would just flop out of it, and they had a lot of fun doing this, and we built some foundational math skills as we did it. So I'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Sit right down. And go! 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, plop right out. Flop.